Hi, I'm Willie Myatt from PianoWithWillie.com. A student of my member site asked me to write out some sheet music for an alternate ending that I did for the You Don't Know Me lesson, the Ray Charles lesson. So I wrote out the sheet music. It is available to members, but I wanted to also just kind of show you, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, here you can see what it is that I'm doing. I'm going to break down the ending for you, so even if you don't have the sheet music, you can pick up what I'm doing right from the video. If you like what you hear, come back to PianoWithWillie.com and you can check out the lesson. All right, take care. All right, so let's start. We start on this G augmented 7th chord. Okay, so we're in the key of E flat here. So this ending, right, it could also be a turnaround as well, but we're going up to the 3 chord, right, to the 3 augmented with the sharp 5, triplets on that, triplet, 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 then down to a D flat 7. Notice that the right hand stays the same, still B, E flat, and G. Okay, and by the way, you're going to see that all of the notes are going to be flat on the virtual keyboard, even though some of the chord symbols like D7, that should say F sharp, okay? It's because I have it all set to flats, otherwise it would keep bouncing back and forth when I play different chords between F sharp and G flat, so it just makes it a lot easier. So understand that those notes up there are just so you can tell what the name of the note is. It is not theoretically correct. That should be theoretically an F sharp rather than a G flat. All right, so anyway, G augmented 7, this obviously should be D sharp. Okay, so moving on. Anyway, D flat 7, right, root 3 10th, okay, and then we go to C7, B flat over D, E flat, E diminished, and then check this chord out, F minor, real big chord. Left hand right there, root 5 10th. Right hand is an E flat triad, right, with a double root, okay? And I'm going from G flat up to the G, to the E flat over G, A flat, A diminished, B flat, 7 sus 4, okay? The left hand there is F, G, A flat, A, B flat, and the right hand is, sorry, something does. Okay, and then we do this lick. So it's trip-a-let, trip-a-let, trip-a-let. Okay, and notice that the grace note from the G flat to the G. More in time would be trip-a-let, trip-a-let, trip-a-let. Then we go down to E flat 7, root 5 10th. If that's too much, you could just do octaves. Okay, I'm going to do the root 5 10th for you though. So we have E flat 7. You can make it bigger. You can add the 13th if you wanted to, or do that. D7, D flat 7. You can also keep the 13th on the D flat 7 if you wanted to. You can do the 13th on a D7 as well if you wanted to in the B. And then trip-a-let. Okay, I kind of like that D flat, almost like a, what am I trying to say here? Having the 5th rather than the 13th, it makes it not as tense. There's not so much tension in there. Kind of like that. It gives it a little bit more of a gospel-y flair to me. Whereas that gives a little jazzier of a flavor. Okay, and then the triplet. A little ghost note before I hit the D. And then to end it, I can play my E flat 7, or even just leave off the 7th and just play these 3. 9th, the 3rd, and the 5th. Add a little grace note if I want to. So let me play that whole section for you again. G augmented. choose. There's a lot of cool stuff in here that you can take out of this and then bring it into other keys, right? Now, if you're interested in the music, if you're a member of the site, just go to the Ray Charles You Don't Know Me lesson, and then I will put this sheet music in there as well, so you can check it out. All right, so see you in the next lesson.